Welcome back to the StocksToTrade Daily Recap. I am your head trainer, Tim Bowen. Today is May 19th, 2016. Got a handful of pretty interesting tickers today. GBSN, we actually had posted this morning as a potential short watch. Biggest thing you got to look at, especially when you see these rocket up on your scans like it did yesterday, a good reference is to go back on a daily chart and just look at where this stock has been, and you can see that this thing has just gotten wrecked. And so what will happen, and not always, but typically what you will see with these low float as well as low price stocks, any sort of news, anything will get them up. They'll rocket up, but then unless it's substantial, unless there's real meat in that news or in that earnings release or whatever it is, there's a good potential that it will fade back. And you can see that with GBSN. If you just you look at, follow that pre-market activity, you kind of short into the open in the high, in the mid threes, and I mean you could ride this down all day. It closed basically, that's another handy feature of StocksToTrade. You can see right here at 359 almost. It approached the day low, and it basically closed on the low of the day. So very encouraging for a continuation of a move down tomorrow. So the other potential short we had alerted was KOOL. This KOOL. This didn't work out quite as well as it looked when kind of mid-afternoon. Again, a big move on somewhat suspect news, and it kind of double, triple, quadruple topped at 4, and then pretty well faded into the close. Now, it was under VWAP a lot of the afternoon, except for when it did do these spikes. But again, you got to look at your float and see that it's a 1.6 million float, very small float. It's all right to short these. Just control your size and only short into spikes. So say you took a spike up to the 4s, you could fade and be looking pretty good in these 360s. And much like GBSN, it basically closed on close to the lows of the afternoon and pretty much the lowest point once the spike failed. So good, again, encouraging for continued downside tomorrow. A lot of shorts today. Just a lot of these runners have ran and are now pulling back. CCXI, we alerted this a few times. A good setup at 5. Let back out a little bit. There's kind of a, in these 5s and 6s, there's some resistance there. And, again, it's just the news is just very, very iffy to continue this move. So solid short into the 5s. And again, not to keep repeating myself, it didn't quite finish at the lows of the day, but close to the lows of the day. MGT is kind of coming to the end of the action. I mean, you can see all these news articles and indicators blowing up the chart after that move yesterday. Pretty much sideways today. Probably no real plays today because it never really broke hard above 3 and it never really broke down, below 2. So could most likely will be in play at some point, but kind of just in a sideways consolidation type phase today. PRGN released earnings. You will see that again. Look back on the longer term chart. This rocketed up back about a little under a month ago, again on iffy news, and then you'll see earnings came out. You can look at them in your SEC filings there, but they're still just bleeding money left and right. So you will typically, what you will see in these is if you can catch that move and all the other shippers kind of started moving with it, you can grab some momentum here and buy into that breakout. Now, you can see kind of a double top, never really got over 190. If this could have got, a continued move through 2, could have definitely gotten interesting, but, we'll definitely see a potential setup for tomorrow to kind of see how it opens up. RPRX is the last one. Again, strange, not the best news after hours, and it went from 215 to 320, almost $1 move after hours, and it closed right back where it started. So really difficult to play this on the long side, very risky, but once you see it kind of set that top, you can pick a whole dollar amount in the threes, and it's good chance, and you've got set risk then, and you could have faded this all the way back to, it went just red on the day. So a lot of good short selling setups today. Just that was kind of the day. A lot of these are pulling back. A lot of these junky stocks that have run. So we'll see you tomorrow, and thanks a lot.